Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today, we're going to be looking at shared workspaces. We've got this really interesting article here from Move and Stay.
Okay.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah, they've been around for a while, right?
Yeah, 25 years.
Yeah.
They help people find workspaces and living spaces in Asia.
Interesting.
So they've kind of seen it all at this point.
Yeah, they've probably got some good insights
Exactly.
into how things have changed.
Yeah. What are some of the big changes that you noticed in this article?
One thing that really jumped out at me was how co-working has evolved.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it used to be just for freelancers.
Right. People who needed a desk.
Yeah, needing a desk and Wi-Fi.
Right.
But now it's attracting a much wider range of people.
So who are we talking about now?
Well, you've got startups,
Okay.
small businesses,
Mm-hmm.
even large corporations.
Really, even big companies are getting in on this.
Yeah, it's become much more mainstream.
So what's driving that change?
I think flexibility is a huge factor.
Yeah.
Companies are realizing that those traditional long-term leases
Right.
just aren't cutting it anymore.
Yeah, they can be a real burden.
Exactly. They need to be able to adapt quickly,
Right.
scale their operations up or down.
Makes sense.
And co-working spaces offer that agility.
So it's all about being able to adjust to those changing needs.
Exactly.
And it's not just about flexibility, right? This article talks about how shared spaces are adapting
Right.
to meet the needs of different kinds of workers.
Yeah, they're offering a variety of work environments now.
So it's not just a one-size-fits-all kind of thing?
No, not at all. You've got these open areas
Okay.
where there's a lot of energy,
Uh-huh.
people collaborating.
Right.
But you also have quiet corners
Yeah.
for people who need to focus.
Like if you need to really concentrate.
Exactly. And there are even specialized zones.
Oh, wow. Like what?
Podcast studios, for example.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can find a space that really suits your work style.
It's almost like they're trying to cater to everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm curious about the technology side of things. Has that played a role in this evolution?
Absolutely. Technology has become a key part of these spaces.
In what ways?
Well, you've got things like smart booking systems
Interesting.
that use data to optimize space allocation.
Oh, wow. So it's getting really sophisticated.
Yeah, and there are apps that let you control room settings.
Oh, so you can adjust the lighting and temperature.
Exactly, and of course, high-speed internet is a given.
Yeah, that's essential these days.
It's not just about providing a desk and a chair anymore. It's a whole package.
Exactly.
Well, we've talked about the flexibility and the technology, but what about the actual benefits for the people who use these spaces?
Well, one of the biggest benefits is collaboration and networking.
Okay, so it's more than just sharing a physical space.
Right. It's about connecting with other professionals.
So you might bump into someone at the coffee machine.
Yeah, and strike up a conversation
Uh-huh.
that could lead to a new partnership.
Interesting.
Or you might attend a workshop or an event.
And make valuable connections there.
So these shared spaces are kind of like hubs for innovation.
Yeah, you could say that.
And I imagine the cost effectiveness is a big draw too.
Definitely, especially for startups and small businesses.
Makes sense. Those traditional leases can be really expensive.
This article actually has a comparison table that shows the cost differences.
Okay, so what does it say?
Well, on average, shared spaces can save businesses over 40%
40%.
compared to traditional office leases.
That's huge,
It's a significant amount of money.
especially when you're just starting out.
Exactly.
But what about work-life balance? Does this article touch on that at all?
Yeah, it argues that shared spaces can actually enhance work-life balance.
Really? I'm curious how that works.
Well, it's not just about having a gym or a relaxation area on site.
Okay,
It's about the freedom and flexibility that these spaces offer.
so you can choose when and where you work.
Exactly. You can structure your day to fit your needs.
That's a big perk for a lot of people these days.
And some spaces even offer wellness programs.
Oh, wow. Like what kind of things?
Yoga classes, meditation sessions.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can integrate wellness into your workday.
It's like a more holistic approach to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about design for a moment. How do these spaces actually enhance productivity?
Well, they're designed with a mix of open and private areas.
Okay, so you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you can collaborate with others.
Right.
Or find a quiet spot to focus.
And the article actually poses a question to the reader.
What's that?
Which environment suits your work style best?
That's a good question.
Because some people thrive in that open environment,
Right.
while others need more peace and quiet.
It's all about finding what works for you.
And what about those wellness and relaxation areas we keep hearing about? Are those just a trendy addition, or is there a real benefit to having them?
They're designed to be recharging station.
Recharging stations.
Yeah, places where you can take a break
Okay.
and come back feeling refreshed.
So it's not just about working nonstop,
No, it's about taking care of yourself.
right? So you can be more productive in the long run.
Exactly.
So they're really thinking about the whole person.
Yeah, it's not just about the work.
And of course, we can't talk about workspaces these days without talking about all the smart technology.
Right, it's everywhere.
How is all that tech being used to boost productivity in these shared spaces?
Well, it's not just about having fancy gadgets.
Right.
It's about integrating technology seamlessly into the workday.
Can you give me some examples?
Sure, you can book meeting rooms through apps.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, no more running around trying to find an available room.
Right.
And you've got smart lighting that adjusts to the natural light.
So you're not straining your eyes all day?
Exactly. And even voice-activated assistants.
Oh, so you can set reminders or make calls hands-free?
Yeah, it's all about making things easier and more efficient.
So you can focus on the important stuff. This article keeps talking about community in these shared spaces, and it sounds like it's more than just being in the same physical space.
Yeah, it's about fostering a sense of belonging.
How do they do that?
Well, they host a lot of events.
Like what?
Workshops, networking nights, social gatherings.
So you can get to know the other people who work there.
Exactly. And they also emphasize inclusivity.
Okay, so everyone feels welcome.
Right, and they try to create shared goals.
Interesting. So it's like a team environment.
In a way, yeah.
And the article even tells a story about a successful collaboration
Oh, yeah.
that came out of a connection made in a shared space.
It's amazing how these chance encounters
Mm-hmm.
can lead to something really great.
So it's not just about finding a place to work. It's about joining a community
Exactly.
and maybe even sparking some innovation.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
The article actually calls shared spaces catalysts for innovation.
And I think that's true.
How so?
Well, you've got people from all different industries.
Right, a real mix of backgrounds.
Yeah, and that leads to cross-industry collaboration.
So you might have an architect working next to a tech developer
Exactly, and they might start brainstorming together.
and come up with some new ideas.
Right, it's all about that cross-pollination of ideas.
That's really cool. And the article also talks about how these spaces encourage creative problem solving.
Yeah, because you're constantly exposed to new perspectives.
Right. And you can bounce ideas off of other people.
Exactly, and sometimes just being in a different environment
Mhm.
can help you think more creatively.
It's like a change of scenery can spark new ideas.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Well, this is all sounding pretty amazing. But I'm wondering if there are any downsides. Are there challenges to managing these shared spaces?
Of course, there are always challenges.
Okay, so what are some of the things they have to deal with?
Well, one challenge is ensuring equal access to resources.
Okay, so everyone gets a fair shot.
Yeah, you don't want people fighting over desks or meeting rooms.
Right. How do they handle that?
A lot of spaces use booking systems.
Oh, so you can reserve a desk or a room in advance.
Exactly, and that helps to keep things organized.
And fair.
Yeah,
What about balancing privacy and collaboration?
that's another challenge.
Because you want to encourage people to interact,
That's right.
but you also want to give them space to focus.
Some spaces use soundproof pods or movable walls.
Oh, interesting. So you can create private areas within the open space.
Exactly.
And then there's the whole issue of remote and hybrid work that's become so common these days.
Yeah, it's definitely changing the way we work.
So how are shared spaces adapting to that?
Well, some spaces are incorporating video conferencing setups.
So people can join meetings remotely.
Right, and some are offering virtual co-working memberships.
Oh, so you don't even have
Yeah.
to be physically present
Yeah, it's all about being flexible.
and meeting the needs of a changing workforce.
Exactly.
Well, we've covered the benefits, the design elements, and the challenges. But let's look ahead for a moment. What does the future hold for shared spaces?
The article highlights a few trends.
Okay, what are they seeing?
Well, flexibility and adaptability are going to be key.
Okay, because the way we work is constantly changing.
Exactly. So shared spaces need to be able to keep up.
And they're probably going to see more pay-as-you-go options
Right, because people want more flexibility.
and modular designs.
Yeah, spaces that can be easily reconfigured.
So you can adapt the space to your needs.
Exactly.
What else is on the horizon?
Sustainability is becoming a big focus.
Okay, in what ways?
Well, shared spaces are using more energy-efficient lighting and eco-friendly materials.
So they're trying to reduce their environmental impact.
Yeah, and it's not just about being green.
Okay.
It's also about appealing to businesses and individuals.
Who are environmentally conscious.
Exactly.
And I imagine technology is going to continue to play a big role
Oh, absolutely.
in shaping these future spaces.
We're going to see things like AI-powered booking systems.
Wow. So it's going to get even smarter.
And personalized climate control.
So you could adjust the temperature to your liking.
Yeah, and advanced security features. Like what?
Facial recognition, for example.
That's pretty high tech.
The goal is to create a seamless and personalized experience for users.
So it's all about making things easier, more efficient, and more enjoyable.
Exactly.
So it sounds like the future of work is going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of exciting possibilities.
But for now, let's get back to this article. It's from a company called Move and Stay.
Right. I've heard of them.
They've been around for 25 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
And they specialize in helping people find workspaces
Okay.
and living spaces in Asia.
So they really know that market.
Yeah, they've seen it all.
They've witnessed the whole evolution of co-working firsthand.
Exactly. And they've got all these insights
Yeah.
into the different trends and challenges.
Yeah, especially in Asia.
Now, if you're thinking about trying out a co-working space, especially in Asia, Move and Stay could be a great resource
Yeah, they can help you find the right space.
for your needs.
Exactly.
This deep dive has given me a lot to think about. What are some of the key takeaways for you? Well, one thing that really stood out to me was the adaptability
Yeah.
of these shared spaces.
They've come a long way.
They're not just about desks and Wi-Fi anymore.
Right. They're more like ecosystems.
Yeah, hubs for collaboration and innovation.
And community.
Exactly.
I'm also fascinated by how technology and design are working together to create these personalized work experiences.
It's not just a place to work anymore.
Right. It's about creating an environment that supports your well-being.
Yeah, a place where you can thrive.
I think that's really important.
You too.
Well, folks, that wraps up our deep dive
Yeah.
into the world of shared spaces. We've explored their evolution, their benefits, their challenges, and even glimpsed into their future.
It's been a fascinating journey.
I hope you're feeling inspired to rethink your own workspace and maybe even explore the possibilities of shared spaces.
There's a space out there for everyone.
That's a good point, whether you're a freelancer, a startup, or a large corporation.
You can find a space that fits your needs.
So keep those minds curious and those workspaces inspiring. Until next time, we'll get you on our next deep dive